Welcome back. It's still your Election Command Center. This is Election 360. Now let's have a conversation about some figures that were put out by the NPP last week, claiming that they were the jobs that were created under the NPP in the about 3.5 years that they have been in power. In fact, they said about 2 million jobs had been created. Let me give you the right figure. Now, Nana B, who is, the national youth organizer of the NPP, organized this press conference where he dubbed it "The Youth Must Know," and he informed the media and, of course, all Ghanaians that the NPP had created 2,204,397 jobs in under 4 years, and they gave a further breakdown of the jobs that had been created. So let's go through that. Last week, we also spoke to the National Youth Organizer of the NDC, and he says that they have created 1 million plus jobs, and he gave us a breakdown of that as well. But let's take a look at the NPP and the jobs that they claim they created. So one, they said planting for food and jobs, an annual average of 762,300 jobs created. Nation Builders Corp, which is, of course, NAPCO, they said they've created about 100,000. We all are aware that it's just about 97,000 jobs that were created. And also National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Plan, NIP, which has created 92,000 jobs, according to Henry Nana Boakye. They also have created 35,380 jobs as a result of the National Identification Authority. And he was asked if these are permanent jobs, and he said, yes, indeed, they are, because it's not just about collecting information of Ghanaians, but also moving forward, they are setting up offices to ensure that these people manage the information that they have collected. And so, again, they said they have created 7,254 jobs from Outgrower Value Chain Fund, and the Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project also has created an annual average of 11,431 jobs. Now, let's move on to the NDC. And like I said, we spoke to Mr. George Opariado, who is the National Youth Organizer of the NDC last week, to respond to the NPP's claims. And he said, in fact, that the NPP cannot say that they have created about 700,000 jobs in the public sector, because the public sector only employs just about 600,000. So what are they trying to say? But let's also look at a breakdown of the jobs they say they have created. So they said 19,000 new businesses were registered, out of about 375,000 onto SNIT, and 41,000 teachers were employed under the NDC. I mean, between the late President Mills up until former President John Dramani Mahama. He says that Ghana Health Service also employed 51,000 nurses. There was an estimated 300,000 construction jobs, and the Rural Enterprise Model also created 56,000 jobs, and the Opportunity International Center created 72,000 jobs. So in total, they have created about 1 million plus jobs, and they're saying that this figure is authentic, they are verifiable, unlike the NPP, who claim that they've created about 2 million jobs. And in actual fact, even NAPCO is not a permanent job. And so how do they then say that they have created jobs when some of these jobs are not permanent and cannot be traced? We're going to fact check this information. Patrick Stevenson, who's the lead researcher at Imani Africa, is here. He was laughing when I was mentioning. Why are you doing that, Patrick? Welcome, by the way. How are you?
I'm very well, Bella. It's a good week,
Yeah.
Politicians are saying interesting things. So, well, we're here to have a conversation about.
But they have figures out.
Well, politicians will always bundle numbers out, and I always say that if you leave, you see, we have managed as a country to move the conversation about the things they say to providing empirical facts, right, and providing some numbers. So now, I think they're just throwing a bunch of numbers around, which for me is, again, it's worrying. The reason I say it's worrying is this: it shouldn't be up to the NDC and the MPP to tell us how many jobs they have created. You have the Ministry of Labor and Employment and Labor Relations. You have the Ghana Statistical Services. You have the National Development Planning Commission that provides what you call the sector, the annual progress reports for each of the sectors we have within the economy, right? And essentially is responsible for planning. In what country do you debate jobs that are created between political parties? I mean, it's just crazy. Because
it's one of the main things that the people need, jobs.
I like that you leave the NDC slide up. And because they make reference to SNIT, we will have to check from SNIT.
Okay.
You don't have 370,000 people registered onto SNIT during the era of the NDC. That's not that number can't be accurate. I checked.
Why can't it be accurate?
No, because it's not accurate.
Okay.
They also talk about 600,000 people being employed in the public sector. There's a number that is equally bandied around. In fact, the last checks, official statistics from SNIT, a little over 400,000. And the number you have in the private sector, former private sector, is a little over 900,000. So plus or minus, you are 1.3 million people. And this is the latest report from the from SNIT.
So right? That means that the NPP's claim that they had created, and I'm going to try and open that, about 600,000 or 700,000 jobs in the public sector.
Well, that can't be accurate. That cannot be. Unless, of course, SNIT is not telling us the truth.
Okay.
And for me, I would rather believe SNIT, that collects monthly data, remittances that private sector businesses make, than listen to a political party. That's the first point. Secondly, in terms of the number of jobs, like I've indicated, there are institutions that are supposed to be responsible for tracking these things. Here's the question. One says I have created 1 million plus jobs. Another says in 3.5 years I've done 2 million jobs. Well, the question is, what's the total labor force of the country? Total labor force of this country, it's not more than 13 million. We are a little over about 12.9 million. 12.9 million, when you say you have created 2 million jobs in less than 3 years, I mean, what kind of economy are we running? I mean, that's more than 16% of the of jobs you have created in how many years? 3.5 years? Let me run through some numbers.
Okay.
From as far back as 1995, all right? From as far back as, in fact, 1990, the total labor force of this country, labor force defined as the total number of people that are available to work, that have offered themselves for employment, those that are equally employed, those that are actively looking for jobs. In 1990, you had 6.1 million. By year 2000, you had 8.2 million. The number of people who were available for work. So that number in 10 years grew by just a little over 2 million. In 10 years. By 2010, the number goes to 10.5 million. So roughly another 2 million. If you continue up to 2019, which is the most current data you have 12.9 million. So if you have this natural growth in the total labor force, the number of people that are available to work, how are we getting 1 million, 2 million, 1 million, 2 million? Communicated by both political parties.
Yeah.
That's the first question. Second question, which I think speaks more specific to the issues that you have raised. The number of jobs that they are creating. I mean, if you're creating number of jobs, the assumption is that the economy is doing well. People are better off. And so unemployment should decrease. I suspect that's the essence, essence of the conversation. Really.
Yes.
So what has your unemployment rate as a country been? If you take a 10-year series, right? Currently, we are doing 6.8% by some statistics that are submitted to the World Bank, right?
Yeah.
You are doing 6.8. You used to do 5.3 sometime in 2010. That number went up to 6.8, declined, went down to 6.8 again. Some other data sets, and usually we'll have to smoothen these data points. From 1999, you are 10.1% unemployment. Where unemployment will be anybody, and for my viewers at home, maybe you have to forgive us because sometimes these things get a little technical the way we define them.
Okay.
So people who are willing, available to work, are actively looking for a job, but cannot find.
They are the ones.
They are the people that you classify as unemployed.
Okay.
So if you are not actively looking for a job, but you don't have a job, you are not counted.
You are not.
Okay? That's what the statistics mean. And sometimes our politicians take this and play with it. Now, if you take that number, currently we are doing 4.3% of the total labor force, not the total population. The labor force we have already seen, we have not exceeded 12 million. If we are not losing jobs, if you are managing an economy and not losing jobs, all these, even if you combine the two parties, 2 million and 1 million, that's 3 million. 3 million out of the 12 million is nearly 30 or 40% of the total labor force, new jobs that they have created for the labor force. It doesn't add up.
It doesn't.
There's just something wrong.
Okay.
Which is why I say you cannot leave these conversations to politicians because in this case, both of them are off.
Okay. In that case, I mean, here they're saying that an estimated 300,000 construction jobs have been created. Question is, are these permanent? Let's go back to the NPP. And again, the issue of NAPCO and the fact that a lot of these people who got the jobs under NAPCO would only work for about 3 years, after which they go back home.
Right.
And they did say that they've only been able to create about 11 million jobs or so, permanent jobs under NAPCO. So everybody else, is it 11 million or 11,000 permanent jobs under NAPCO so far? So everybody else is likely to go back home and probably have to go and find another job. So the NDC hit at them and said, if you say that you've created about 100,000 jobs, these are temporary jobs.
Right.
Why do we count them as jobs? Because they are not permanent.
So
is that right?
We all get excited and talk about the sustainability of jobs, which I think is a completely different conversation when we measure job creation for any given economy,
Okay.
right? Because something as important as the time at which you are collecting the data matters. So if, for example, for these NAPCO employees, Ghana Statistical Services was collecting data today, that person will be counted as somebody who has a job.
Okay.
Okay. But 3 years from now, when you're collecting data and the person is out of a job, they will not qualify. So the sustainability issue is incredibly important. So if the NDC goes after the MPP and says that, well, you say you have created this number of jobs under NAPCO,
Yeah.
and they are not sustainable, I think they are right. The question, however, is what was the primary objective of the NAPCO program itself, as we saw it? And I've read the policy briefs and all documents from government. They indicate that as a temporary employment opportunity.
Yeah.
So, again, do you want to, maybe for political communication purposes, they want to do that and say, well, yeah, we created this number of jobs. But when the program is on, because bear in mind, we are paying for this labor force, right? We're taking money out of the tax, the tax kitty and paying for them. So it's not sustainable in itself. When you are out or the program is phased out, what happens to them? Which is why they say they are finding ways of transitioning them into the private sector. So subconsciously, both sides of the political divide recognize that the primary point of creating jobs is always going to be in the private sector. So when you get up and say you did planting for food and jobs and you have 762,000 jobs average annual created, in 3 years, that goes to what? 2.1 million jobs, isn't it? I have just explained to you that the total labor force of this country is 12.9 million.
Patrick.
It just doesn't, that math just doesn't work. So our politicians must stop telling us they are creating jobs by taking tax money and paying for short-term programs, because they recognize jobs can only be sustainably created in the private sector if they don't use policies to go and choke the private sector for people to lose jobs. In sensible countries, here's what happens, right?
Wrap up on that for me.
Here's what happens.
Okay.
You talk about net volume of jobs that are created. So if you take the U.S. economy as a metric, every month or every quarter, they will tell you, oh, this quarter, total number of jobs that were created or total number of new additional jobs that the economy generated, 500,000. That's how you have a conversation, because you have constraints in the sector that is going to get people laid off. So as government, your primary responsibility is to monitor that, make sure people don't lose jobs, create an enabling environment for additional jobs to be created that people get to report on. And I think that when we do this, we help ourselves. But as we speak, for all of these, I have checked all government reports. You find budgets talk about them, so they are there. You will find, annual progress reports have been mentioned, a few of them. They are there. Not all of them are not accurate like that. They will talk about some of these government programs. Which government is the office reports them? But I'm saying that when we look at the official labor market statistics of the country, this argument of we created 2 million jobs, 3 million jobs, when you look at the trends from 1990 to date, it's neither here nor there. We should stop this conversation.
All right. Thank you so much, Patrick Stevenson, for speaking to us.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, we had to fact check the jobs and the figures that were put out by the NDC and the NPP as well. And I hope that you have your answer now. And so that was Patrick Stevenson. He's a lead researcher at Imani Africa. Thank you so much again. And now Stephen Enti is coming your way with a conversation about spoiled ballots and, the way forward with that as well. And Della Michelle will be joining us later. We'll go on social media to read some of your comments. And so keep watching. This is Election 360, of course, under Election Command Center. We'll be back.